Comedian investigates. Subject, Byron Trimble. A stand-up comedian based outside the snow-capped mountains of Detroit, Michigan. Byron recently had a health scare that, according to him, affects mostly only women. How can this be? The last name Trimble, what does that mean?
Funny story. Legend has it, my great-great-grandpa once saved the King of Scotland from a bull. And so he changed our name. I don't remember what it was, but they changed it to Turnbull because he saved the King of Scotland from a bull.
Wow.
And it just kind of became Trimble over time.
So that's legend.
That's legend. That's legend. That's legend. And every time I tell it, people don't believe me. And I'm not sure if I believe it, but I think all of the people in my family have looked at our grandpas the same way. Like, what? Okay, fine. I'll tell my kids and they'll tell theirs and they'll get the same reaction I just gave you.
Yeah. Well, if you'd have said Mexico, I would have started to believe it. And then I would have looked at you again and no, I don't believe that.
It's turning bulls away in Scotland. I guess there's bulls in Scotland. And,
is there?
And there's kings that are very negligent in Scotland that just run around bullpens that need to be saved.
The king's out with the bull again.
Yeah. No security guards, no nothing. Just guys running around playing with bulls. So
was that your grandfather's job title? Was just protect the king from the bulls?
I think he was a farmer of some kind.
Okay.
But clearly I'm not super polished on my family history.
Well, I will say I do feel like this is a lot of bull.
This feels like every time I say it, it gets more ridiculous. The story.
Well, you did say it with confidence, and I will give you that.
If you say anything with confidence, it's mostly believable.
You just went in with like legend tells.
Yeah.
Of the Trimbles.
Yeah. It's also important just to get in and out. Like, don't give too many details. Just like
the King of Scotland, and then you could, you don't want to go into like William Wallace and
exactly. Yeah, in Scotland. Yeah, and I'm not even quite positive it was Scotland. Actually, it could have been Ireland,
Hawaii.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this was just the King of Scotland. I don't know if they were under English rule at the time. I don't know. I don't know how it all works over there. Yeah. But
your Vietnamese grandfather.
Yeah, my Vietnamese. Look at me. My Vietnamese grandfather married my Chinese grandmother.
And these days, I cannot question that.
That's right.
I'm not allowed to.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right,
Byron.
Doc. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Move on.
We will run with that.
Move on, or this is going to get very offensive.
I'm sure a lot of people are offended already, and that's okay.
Yeah. They were offended long before any of that. They were offended by that story that, as you said, sounds bull. But it is not, people. It's true. Turn bulls turns into Trimble, and that's where we come from. And then, funny enough, my first name Byron means a shed for cows, so I'm kind of all up in that bovine community.
Just a lot of cow dung.
Yeah, just me and a
piled
pasture,
up,
man.
Yeah,
I belong out on a pasture with the bovines, and so it's good. It's good.
So, have you been a ranch hand?
I don't even know what that is. So no,
you never worked on a ranch.
No.
Wow.
No.
It seems like that would be your destiny.
Yeah, it does seem. I like ranch. No, but listen, I don't belong in this world. We just moved out, so you're my first interview at my new little studio here. We're kind of getting it set up. But right out that door, our window is 2 acres of land. I've never lived on 2 acres before, so I feel really, really like a country guy.
Okay.
And
I do think there's there's some cows that have just been waiting for you to show up
somewhere, or
fulfill your destiny,
or people be feeling very threatened by some bulls and they need my help.
They could be.
It's like a specific niche of superhero. Like, I don't save everybody from everything, but if you're in danger by a bull, I'm your guy and I'll be there. But
now, this would be a good time to let people know how tall you are.
Yeah, I'm not tall. I'm a little dude. I'm 5 foot. I'm 5'5". I'm 5'5". So
I can't help but feel like a bull is just gonna kind of have its way with you.
Yeah. Well, depending on the age of the bull,
Yeah.
but the
Like a baby bull? You think you could
yeah,
take a baby bull?
a baby bull I could probably handle. Maybe. I don't even know. So okay, I got to finish my story. So 2 acres of land, but I get here cuz I've always seen like this I saw on Instagram like spin art. It's where cuz I got girls, my two oldest kids are girls. And
Okay.
so we're going to do like an art project for their school
That's
where
nice.
you put a bunch of paint on a canvas, connect it to a drill and just spin it and it turns into spin art. It's really cool if you ever seen it.
Yeah.
And so so we just move out here, all this land, and I'm looking for a drill bit to connect my drill to this thing. And so I see this store called the Rural King. That's a hard word to say, Rural King.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I live on 2 acres now. I belong in that store. Like I belong in a store that's called Rural King. Like I'm out here in the country with my people. My name means a shed for cows, and my last name turned to bull. And so I go in there, and like, you ever just been somewhere, Doc, where you just know you do not belong there? Like they've got like horse things and saddles and stuff for sale, just sitting up, like their fly swatters and stuff. And I'm like, wow, like people actually they're not just running a theme park. Like they actually have horses and stuff out here. Like this is crazy. I'm like, I do not belong in here, but I was looking for this drill bit. And so all their workers have like cowboy hats and stuff.
Yeah.
And like real laid back, wearing boots. And like, you can just tell like I'm in their turf, and they're helping me try to find this drill bit. And they all want to know, well, what's your project, son? What's your project, son? And I got to tell these ranchers that I'm in this store called the Rural King to do spin art on a drill. I'm like, well, it's my power drill. Okay, what you connecting your power drill to? A canvas. Why? Because we're doing an art project. Okay, just show them with it. So anyways, so that was kind of my first little insight. I don't even know how we got on that, but I'm not a farmer. No, you asked if I was a ranch hand. No, I'm not. I'm a spin art guy. I put paint from Hobby Lobby on a canvas, and I get my power drill out and I make spin art.
Well, next time you're in there, tell those guys that the canvas you got is original hide. You skinned the cow yourself. You dried it.
Oh man,
I am legit, guys. I belong in what would you say the place is called? King Hardware?
Yeah. Rural King.
Oh, Rural King.
Rural King. Yeah. Yeah. I never seen somebody so disappointed in my life than those. So I'm not a ranch hand, but I've disappointed ranch hands. And disappointed about 5 of them at the Rural King. So
I could walk in there with confidence. You know, I got my cowboy hat here.
You're down there in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
You got your plaid shirt on and your American flag up in the back. You know, you could do it.
Now, do I love the manual labor?
No.
Not 24/7, you know.
Those dudes do work, man.
They work hard.
Those guys work. That's for sure. Well, it's good to see you again, Doc, and all your podcast listeners. This is a good man you're all listening to. Doc Kennedy. He's a good man.
You sound like you're a little intoxicated, Byron.
Nah, I do have my Slurpee though.
He's a good guy. We love him.
He's a good guy. This Doc. Is that your real name, Doc?
That's I'm conducting this interview, Byron. I ask the questions.
Okay. All right. Sorry,
doctor. How dare you?
Doc.
After I ask you about both your names. No.
Yeah. I won't ask about the second name. Kennedy. I'll just ask about
what?
Anyway.
What? Oh.
Well, you don't have to answer that. It's okay.
About Kennedy?
Doc. No,
the
Doc.
name Kennedy.
Doc's an affectionate nickname a lot of times for people who their inner circle thinks that they are a person of higher, intelligence or super smart, maybe educated. That's where I've heard Doc. Like, Doc.
You don't think that that could be a gifted first name? Like my mom wouldn't name me Doc on purpose.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it could be. I don't know. It's down there in Tennessee. It's a whole different world down there. You're a ranch hand. I don't know what people name each other down there.
Yeah. You
but it is a cool name if it's your first name. If it's like your real name, Doc.
It's so offensive, cool Byron. I mean, this has just gotten
very offensive. This took a turn.
Like If that's your name, it's cool.
I love,
if it is.
and
if it's not, whatever.
You're a good guy, and I love your name, and I love your mother since she came up in the conversation too. She's a sweet, saintly of a lady, and I wish her well.
So you don't know her?
No. And I wish your dad a happy Father's Day as well. I'm covering my tracks here.
Man, you are all right.
It's the year 2020. It's the year 2020 and 2021. This is what we do. We cover our tracks. We make sure no one's going to cancel us. But
that's impossible. We're bound to get canceled.
We are.
It's a badge of honor these days. I did a little digging on you, Byron. This is a tweet from you. This was February 1st, 2019. There's nothing more scary than using the bathroom in a house full of kids with a door that doesn't lock.
I don't remember saying that, but I stand by it.
There's nothing more scary.
Well, I believe when I wrote the keyword is house full of kids. That doesn't necessarily mean they're my kids, right? And so like my kids walk in on me all the time, and you try to lock it, but they start wiggling that door like the velociraptors in the kitchen scene. You know what I'm saying? They just start wiggling it and then they get in, but when it's a house full of kids that you don't even know, or you're just at a birthday party and any old kid can just walk in there and see, stuff that might lead them to therapy, and I don't want to be responsible for that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
It only had 4 likes, as you can see. So clearly it did.
Actually,
not everybody shared my.
I find it a little disturbing that 4 people agreed.
Yeah.
This is the world that we're living in. 4 people agree that this is the scariest thing.
Yeah. Well, that was before COVID and all that came, So, so a lot of things have changed since then. But at that time, what I was going through, I believe.
Right.
I believe in my convictions at the time. There was nothing more scary than using the bathroom, house full of kids with the door that does not lock. I stand by it. I apologize for nothing, Doc.
All right. If it's Hitler Youth, I'll give it to you. Okay. But regular kids, come on. Scariest thing.
I don't know. Kids up here in Michigan are mean.
Did you want to talk about it? Is there a lot of pain?
No, I just in general,
a lot of hurtful things.
People are meaner up here in the north than. Okay, this is a true story. Mm-hmm. I was at Kroger's, like our grocery stores up here.
Sure.
In the north, and so there's a guy,
Fred Meyer of the West.
Yeah. There we go. So there's a dude walking in, older guy, and I'm driving in the parking lot, just getting by, and this guy walks in front of him, and he acts like he's like falling over and starts like freaking out in front of this oncoming car on the other lane, to the point where I'm like, he must know the guy. Like, you know how sometimes they're like, if it's your friend, you're just like, or faking a heart attack or something,
Yeah, I do that with my friends all the time.
Exactly. But then homeboy starts cussing this poor girl out, like leaning over the hood, yelling at her to slow down. Okay. So essentially she was going faster than he would have liked for her to go. And so he's yelling at this girl and just screaming. And then apparently he took it upon himself to teach this girl a lesson. And so I thought, man, because I moved from Oklahoma 2 years ago. That doesn't happen in Oklahoma for sure. Because up here in Michigan, like not only will we cuss you out for going too fast, but we'll also fake that we're dying and like give you a heart attack before. So it's like a double whammy. So this guy like faked that he was getting ran over and then cussed the girl out. And I thought when I watched that, I'm like, man, that is a unique.
Now you said
that everywhere in the country. That's a Yankee thing. Thing.
Well, you said we do this, so you've adapted to that. And now you're also.
I'm from here now. Okay. When in Rome.
Well,
in Rome. She needs to slow down, Doc. I mean, at the end of the day,
there is no excuse.
There's no excuse for going, 8 miles an hour in a 5.
I agree.
There's no excuse. She deserved worse, in my opinion.
Well, and she probably got that. Gretchen Whitmer, your governor.
Oh, yeah. You've heard about her.
I've heard stories.
We're free. I'm allowed to go outside, I think.
Free-ish.
Yeah, we're free.
That's why you now have 2 acres.
We're free-ish. Yeah, I had to move out into the country a little bit to. Is my volume like overdriving at all? If it
No,
is,
you sound good. I like it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
What type of
Enough
mic are you
bass?
using
Does
there?
it give me enough bass? I get confused as a lady in the drive-through all the time. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but bass is good most of the time when you're doing radio, that kind of stuff.
I think you need to take that up with God.
Yeah. What other tweets did you dig up, Doc?
Well, I have some more.
This is fun.
Well, that's not what it's meant for, Byron. This is.
I'm sorry.
This is
sorry.
deep, dark
I'm
stuff.
nervous. I'm very nervous.
Now, I don't want to call you out directly.
Yeah.
This tweet. Not only did you share this on Twitter, but you did a screenshot and put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You doubled down myself. On this.
I did. I quoted myself. Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a white Memorial Day.
Yes.
Hashtag pure Michigan.
Yes.
I like to think that we're not as white supremacy as everyone wants to make us seem to be, but this is a little bit over the top, right?
I understand that looking at this at face value, one could see, and maybe if you're exceptionally triggered person, you could not like this. However, on 4/20/21 this year, we had a like 2 inches of snow randomly at the end of April. And I just thought it was completely ridiculous, even by Michigan standards, to have that much snow that late in the year when the day before we had like a 70-degree day. And so I thought to myself, of the Christmas song, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but we might be looking at a white Memorial Day. Unfortunately, these are trying times we live in now, Doc. I should have been more sensitive. I'll have my people start preparing an apology now, and we'll post that here in the next few days.
Okay.
Or I'll just post it in 15 years when I get invited to host the Oscars or something, and then they dig this up and I lose it because of the Doc Kennedy podcast, and people are gonna find this and they're gonna and I'm gonna lose out on something, and then I'll apologize at that point in time.
Okay. But I do see it was posted on 420. Is there any chance that this was drug related?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
I've
been on a lot of drugs, and with some of my health stuff of this last year, some strong stuff, some good stuff. But at that time, I don't believe I was prescribed anymore at that time.
All right. I want the boldness of a barista that asks if I want to leave a tip on my card. That just doesn't seem like anything that would really. Well. Okay. Do you feel like that requires being bold?
When you just paid for a $6 drink and this little 16-year-old girl says you want to leave a tip on the card, I think that's bold. I think that's very bold. Yeah.
Really? Because that's all they have.
Yeah.
And it's basically a script. They're robots. These baristas
they didn't always say that. I think that was a COVID thing. Before COVID, I don't remember people asking if they want to leave a tip on the card.
But you didn't get the memo that they were frontline heroes.
The coffee. No, but it takes some boldness to do that, I would say, and maybe not the most bold thing in the world, but it takes more boldness to do that than it would, to, blindly and anonymously, troll people on social media and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's an in your face, eye to eye, ask for somebody to give you more money than they just paid, which whatever. So
I think
again, I stand by it, Doc. I stand by whatever, even if I don't remember saying it, I stand by it.
So basically anybody could just make something, put your little name on there with your logo, and you'd be like, oh, I don't remember saying it.
I'm not having
I love Kim Jong-un. So after trying Burger King's newest entry into the chicken war, I have updated my finally calibrated chicken.
You're from Tennessee, I understand.
Well, you also put a period after chicken war, which is totally unnecessary.
It's shortened.
I didn't call you out on that.
It's shortened. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I have updated my finely calibrated chicken sandwich power rankings. Where do you agree or disagree? Now, what I find disturbing, I understand that maybe you've never been to Zaxby's.
I have. I just haven't tried their newest one.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone's up in their ante with a new chicken sandwich over the last like 18 months.
Okay.
That's okay.
So then, how have you not been to Jack in the Box ever?
One, they're not in the north.
Okay.
And they weren't really in Oklahoma. They were a little bit. Two, I've not had their chicken sandwich. I have been there before. Okay. When I lived in Tennessee for a little while, I did go, but their chicken sandwich wasn't out at that time. So I still got to try that. And I have been to Church's Chicken, but I, again, have not tried their entry into the chicken wars, which has raged ever since Popeyes came after our beloved Chick-fil-A.
So you like to advertise yourself as a Christian.
Yeah.
From what I gather.
Yes. I stand by that as well.
Well, how could you be that and have Chick-fil-A number 2?
Because as a Christian, I feel it's my responsibility to be honest with my people. I did not get into the chicken sandwich ranking game to make friends with everyone, and I haven't. But I have to speak the truth to my people. Now, notice at the bottom, very key, based on sandwich taste, not service.
Okay.
If we're going on service, Popeyes don't even make this graphic.
That's right. That's right.
They don't even get no honorable mention.
And neither would Burger King.
Neither would probably many of them.
I know that
Chick-fil-A would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
It would. Yeah, it would. And that's actually my beef with them, is that the lines are too long.
Yeah.
I understand the chicken might be a little bit better, but is it worth the wait?
Have you had it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah. That sandwich is bomb, dude. Bomb. And Chick-fil-A's, if the overall experience of Chick-fil-A, like go to Chick-fil-A. Like if you're wanting something beside the chicken sandwich, like if you're wanting a chicken salad, if you're wanting chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, waffle fries, if you have kids in the car, you want to do the kids meals, you want to do milkshakes, whatever, anything beside the chicken sandwich that you want, go to Chick-fil-A all day. It's going to be a way better experience. But if all you want, if all these people were in a huddle around me holding, and there was no line, no nothing, and they were just holding a freshly cooked of their new chicken sandwiches right in front of me and said, which one you going and in what order? I'm grabbing the Popeyes one first. Taste alone. The thing's unbelievable.
Really?
I still love Jesus. I still love the Lord.
But does he love you?
Well,
after this,
he does. There is grace at the cross for all of us. And, and I believe it can find me even with Chick-fil-A at number 2 on my rankings.
Even on your 2 acres out in the sticks in Michigan?
Even at the Rural King with my spin art. Yes. Yeah. Yes. There's grace. There's grace for us.
You better hope
Burger King one was pretty good though. But I've heard Zaxby's new one is pretty incredible too. So I'm looking forward to trying that one next time I'm in a southern area.
I like Zaxby's. I feel like it's decent.
Give me your rankings. Where am I wrong?
I'm not a huge chicken fan, so I'm probably the wrong guy on this.
Okay,
I guess waiting.
You're the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely the wrong guy.
You're the wrong guy.
I'm the guy that's at Outback Steakhouse. I'd rather give me beef over chicken any day.
You're the elite people
at
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, right.
I'm a struggling comic. Okay, I gotta do fast food. In fact, we all shared the chicken sandwich. We cut it in 4s, and me and my wife.
Wow.
And then I hope to get to Outback one day with you people. I hope, and by you people, I mean you. Yeah, Look, you got me all nervous now when I say,
you people,
you bald, bearded people at Outback. That's where I need to get to your level. I'm hoping one day.
You should have just asked when was the last time you got into Outback. And I would have said like 1998.
Outback has amazing cheeseburgers, by the way, FYI.
Oh, okay, great.
They're not known for that.
No, they're not.
Their cheeseburgers are fantastic.
I'll tell you what, Byron, there's no way I'm walking into Outback Steakhouse and having a hamburger.
a lot cheaper.
There is that.
It's a lot cheaper. It's like $9 instead of 18.
I'd rather fast the next day and have the steak.
Anyway, I'm sure that's why you brought me on. If your listeners get nothing else from me, if you're ever just in an Outback and say, you know what, let's get nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cheeseburgers are very good. Very good.
Well, I'm sure even the waiters there are like, what the heck are they thinking? This guy's obviously spending time at Popeyes.
I don't even know why that's on the menu. No one ever does it.
Nobody's ever ordered this. I gotta check with the kitchen. Can we even do this?
Yeah. Do we have patties back there? Anybody? So yeah, just did that. You know what's funny about these rankings too, though, is like I'll put a ton of thought or something into a little song or a joke or a bit or something, and people just jump on and comment way more on these kind of things.
Sure.
Food and all those algorithms you got to wrestle with every day. You know, it's the never ending fight.
That's because they're all eating fast food.
That's right.
That's right. Apparently there's a lot of broke comics out there.
There's a lot. Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, absolutely.
When I go for fast food, it's usually Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
Their dollar menu is all right. You know?
Oh yeah.
But
we are
honestly, it's kind of tanked a little bit lately, and I've been a little disappointed. Yeah, it just hasn't been doing it for me. So,
Doc, have you found the healing that your soul needs since they took away the Mexican pizza?
No, I haven't found the healing that my soul needs since they raised the price on chalupas. We're talking about broke comics.
Well, I pray that for you, my friend.
I'm in that boat. You know, I mean, there was no comics working over the last 6 months. So, you know, we're all sitting here trying to make a podcast. We got these stupid kids out there trying to be YouTube stars. Are we ever going to get a break?
I'm doing spin art. For crying out loud. Yeah.
You do have 2 acres.
I got 2 acres. You got to come visit. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter got her first tick last night. That was exciting. Pulled that sucker off with some tweezers and got scared. She's getting Lyme disease. You know, we're doing it. We are doing it out in the country.
Man. And you're the guy that I would want pulling a tick off of me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw it. I had a butter knife in my hand. I was trying to like scrape it off. These aren't even jokes.
Yeah, I'm not
even making jokes with you people.
That's why it's so funny. Nobody in their right mind would be doing that.
Trying to scrape off a tick.
Yeah.
That thing had a vice grip on there.
Well, yeah, but you don't cut it across. You know,
but they come off, and then I just grabbed it with my fingers because I'm tough like that.
Okay. Well,
pulled it off.
Maybe, hopefully this will be like the only time you have to deal with that. Maybe tell your kids, this outdoor stuff.
Go to mom. Listen, with these ticks, don't come to me.
Yeah.
I'm ill-equipped to mess around with these ticks.
I'm sure they figured that out last night. A butter knife.
I was making pancakes at the time. Here I thought I was doing. See, that is when the devil takes something meant for good and turns it for evil. I'm trying to make pancakes. I got up early, and then here comes ticks, and I'm ill-equipped to handle such crises.
So, Dad's priorities. Oh, we got the pancakes on. Here, all right. I will sacrifice. I will use the butter knife.
Yeah.
Whittle away at this tick.
Yeah. I think I even used the knife for the.
I'm sure it's the same one.
Knife.
I'm sure it is.
No,
that's the only way that you would go for a butter knife in that situation.
I think I put it back in the drawer after that, actually.
So at least the tick got to enjoy a little butter and syrup. Before he left.
Absolutely.
So I got to admit, I don't know what the next tab is because you and I were scheduled for about 45 minutes ago. And something happened. I guess you were at the Golden Corral or wherever.
Yeah. I'm out at all these new stores trying to figure out where I'm going.
Just trying to fit in. Just trying to fit into your new community.
Out here. Yeah. Just trying to fit in.
We'll send you a cowboy hat. You'll feel a lot better about yourself.
I do need a cowboy hat.
Well, I'm sure that, next time you go into the Rural King,
The
that
Rural King, like
they're
Burger
gonna
King, except for rural people.
they're gonna tear that off your head. You do not deserve this.
Yeah, they'll be like,
You're part of the
"You
problem, son.
have an orange Apple Watch. Like, get out of here. You do not belong in such places."
So there's Byron. I thought this was
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
My heart of
What
blazing
what
blood.
you did
Mhm.
was you obviously weren't working over the last few
Oh,
months.
I
And
wasn't.
so you faked having this procedure. And you're like,
Yeah.
hey, look, if I don't get back on stage, I'm going to die.
If it bleeds, it leads, man. People love this medical stuff.
All of a sudden, you're getting
I need
booked.
some views. I need some views, baby.
You're getting booked at these places that you've been to before.
Yeah.
And
yeah. We want to hear your story.
yeah.
And I got to come up with a story.
We don't want you to croak, and have to bury you on the back end of your 2 acres.
Yes. Yeah. Brain surgery too. Like, it's not even just like, hey, yeah, I had my tonsils taken out.
So what exactly happened?
Okay.
Or should I just hit play?
No, this is Doc, it's like it's way too long to explain, and I'm still trying to master the
You don't have the elevator pitch of your
I'm still trying to master the elevator pitch of this thing to keep people like engaged, because they just get lost. It's like when you come home from a mission trip, and you show one picture.
I've never been on a mission trip.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't figure you would. But your Christian friends, would go on mission trips, and you come home and people like they care, but they don't. Okay. And so I had I hurt my shoulder really bad carrying luggage around at the airport when I was working. And it hurt real bad, and then I was and then everything shut down for the COVID. And so I go like 6-7 months before I could see anybody about it. All in the meantime, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Eventually, by the time I get to see somebody, they see that it's just completely, shattered and shredded, is their words. But then they realize I should be in a lot more pain. And then some people got they started thinking that I might have some neurological problems. And so then they took me in a 3-hour MRI. I sat in there and they did all these things on my head, my spine, my back, all these things. And they found a herniation at the base of my brain, the top of my spine, that was squeezing like my vertebrae and spine and causing me to basically have dulled sensitivity. And so it's not a huge problem now, but it's affecting my shoulder, and it would have probably led to some form of paralysis within 10 years or so. And so that reason was reason enough for them to like, listen, you're not really working right now. We've diagnosed this. Let's go get this fixed. All while doing so, it's like the original problem had just all these ripples that just came from it. And I'm on the operating table about to go into surgery on my brain, and my heart starts going into a flutter and all sorts of crazy heart rhythms. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. You're about to cut my head open. And so they send me in. I have to do a heart ablation. And that's what that video was that you said. So like,
wow,
that was like 2 or 3 rings away from fixing the original problem, which was a shoulder. Turned into brain turned into heart turned into so it's been a big mess. We're still not entirely we still
and then they had to amputate a toe.
They had to amputate no toes were amputated yet. We hadn't gotten down to the lower part of the body. It's all just torso and head right now.
That's
and
right.
Heart. The brain and the heart. That's all if I'm gonna address something, I'm gonna address the most important ones.
Wait, I was gonna say you don't really need those.
Brain and the heart. Let's figure it out. So anyways, that was about 2.5 months ago now, my brain surgery.
Kind of intense.
We're still kind of in the recovery process. I'm getting a little bit more emotion, which is exciting. I do show and tell with people. I show them how, I'm on all these fun medications that the old guys at church are on, which is exciting. We have a lot more in common than we used to have. And I am waiting to talk to my shoulder doctor next week. So
great.
Here we go. That's. See, I told you, I do not have an elevator pitch at all.
That was a good elevator pitch if we're at the Empire State Building.
Yeah, a tall building will get us there.
The tallest. We need to go for
the tallest one.
Yeah. And probably the ride back down.
Yeah, that one in Dubai. That big one in Dubai.
There you go. There you go. Have you been to Dubai?
No. That's just a reference that I make to make myself seem well traveled.
Yeah.
People don't usually follow up. So thanks, Doc.
Sorry to call you out. The Comedian Investigates podcast. Yeah. How dare I on a podcast that's about investigating, call you out on your crap.
Yeah. So it was real. I did see a spike in my social media engagement with all of this stuff.
People felt sorry for you.
People did feel sorry for you. People still do feel sorry for you when you say brain surgery. And I have an outstanding alibi for the next maybe 3 years for anything I do stupid. So like I would have been on time for this podcast, I'm convinced, before my brain surgery. But ever since then, I can't make appointments on time and I just forget. So how dare you, sir, for making me feel bad with my condition?
Yeah.
Okay. To not make your little podcast. I had brain surgery.
So your brain surgery put you on Pacific time zone.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very bizarre. I'm on Pacific time zone and I speak fluent Spanish now, but
so when they talk about the neurological clock, it's literal.
It's a literal neurological clock.
We're learning something new every day.
We are.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I got all these new terms. Chiari. That's the worst part about it is my condition is called Chiari malformation. Chiari. Like it's not even a cool sounding thing. Brain surgery sounds awesome. When people say brain surgery, they're like, whoa, that's super cool.
Or
and then you go
your
Chiari.
Heart.
Yeah, and then you find out Chiari, like it's super common in women, like it's not even common in dudes, it's mostly common in women, and like the whole story, and that's why I leave it out in my elevator pitch because like it's just you gotta keep it cool.
You don't want to tell the guys you had a hysterectomy.
Yeah, yes. It's a herniation. No, not a hernia, a herniation in the back of my brain. Yes, hernia is super common amongst women. It's called Chiari malformation. It's brain surgery. Just leave me alone.
That would be nice, though, to be able to just use that as an excuse for anything.
Oh, I do.
You could even use that down at Rural King.
I do.
I be like, you know what, guys?
When everything opens up again and we start doing comedy shows again, we for a while there, I'd get super mad when people would be like, man, I bet you got so much good material out of this. And I would just be like, what part of this is funny to you? Like, what part is it? The brain surgery that's funny? Is it that I had a heart ablation that's funny to you? Like, this all sounds great, doesn't it? Thank you. I'm sure I will get a lot of great material from them. But in hindsight, when you get a little bit farther removed from it,
sure.
A lot of goofy things did come from it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look at Richard Pryor. He set himself on fire and managed to do a whole bit on that.
Yeah.
Do you have any projects in the works? I know that you're still recouping.
I am recouping, but I am. Yeah,
now, if you say recouping where you're living, just so you know, if you say recouping, they assume that you're building a second chicken coop.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That is for sure not happening. I'm recovering still. Okay. But I am putting together a tour in the summer and the fall called the No Brainer Tour. Oh. And that's going pretty well.
Is that a spin off of your brain surgery?
That is exactly what's happening. You know, I got to ride this horse till it's dead.
Yeah.
or I'm dead. Yeah. And so, they may go hand in hand. And so I am just the No Brainer Tour. So we're doing that, kind of getting things in fall, especially as people are opening up. We're starting to see people getting a little more comfortable out there. So I got some dates on the calendar for that. Yeah. And just trying to do a bunch of little videos.
Like outside the communist country of Michigan.
Yeah.
Things are really opened up.
Well, our fellow commies opened up today in California, which was exciting. And
That's
so
because they have a governor that's trying to save his job.
yeah.
It's amazing what that'll do.
Yes. Yes. So so we're opened up, and I got a kind of like you. I'm not doing a podcast, but I'm trying to do a bunch of online content that we're gonna be pushing out over time and stuff.
Fantastic.
So staying busy.
Yeah. Well, good. I like your new little studio.
Yeah, look at that. That's my name. Does it read right, or did I mirror it wrong? Like, is it read backwards this whole time? Like when you look at a mirror?
Well, I think so, but
okay.
With your brain surgery, is it backwards or?
You want to see my scar?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's gnarly, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
See that?
Seen it before.
Next time you go to Rural King, just show them that.
Yeah. They'll be like, "What happened to you, son?" I'm like, "I got Chiari malformation. It's super common amongst women." And it happened because I have a herniation on the top of my spine.
Or you could say,
it makes me insensitive. It makes me not feel.
A bull. Just tell them that, Byron.
It dulls down my feelings, sir. It dulls down my feelings. This is my life.
That's great.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you. You know, I'm glad that you're in one piece for the most part.
For the most part. I appreciate your kind text, you and so many others in our comedy community, as well as friends and fans alike around the world who would text me and say wonderful, nice things, praying for me. I appreciate it.
Wow. That was out of obligation.
Well, either way, I appreciate it.
Tennessee.
People do say the dumbest stuff though, man. They when you're like going through some stuff, people say the dumbest things. But I mean,
would you say that like when you say dumbest stuff, are people insensitive?
No, just the opposite. They just don't know what to say. Like when I worked at a church, some of the best advice I ever got was when people die, just say sorry for your loss and get the heck out of there. Like don't try to like make them feel better. Don't try to compare it to your person that died one time.
That's
just
for sure.
Sorry for your loss. Get out of there. Like it says everything you need to say. Less is more. And it's kind of similar in this thing. You know, I didn't die, but it was serious enough. Like I'm 33 and having some crazy life altering stuff, like super scary stuff. On top of, you know, we all lost our livelihood for sure, and still are working on getting it back. And so like, you know, like this is pretty severe, you know, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual drama we're going through, and people just walk up and they just feel more comfortable. Like vulnerability lends itself to like people opening up, which is good in like a small group setting, but not necessarily in just random stranger setting, because people will start comparing, like, you know, their stomach indigestion and start like leveling with you at like the same level of like, man, listen, I prayed that God would take away my gas and he hasn't done it yet, but I just, you and me will get through this. I'll call you every Tuesday. And I'm just like, no, you don't need to call me every Tuesday.
Oh, sure.
If I never hear from you again, I'm okay.
Well, this has been interesting. We've definitely learned a lot during this investigation of Byron Trimble. Is there anything that you would like the listeners to know as we sign off? Where to find you if they want to find you.
Keep your doors locked when you go to the bathroom, man. Keep your doors locked. It's serious stuff.
Hey, you're not gonna back off of that.
Serious stuff out there.
Yeah. You don't want random kids.
You know, here, let's utilize the new studio here.
There it is.
That's my I gotta go back this way.
Yep.
See, it hurts to do that with my shoulder. I'm putting myself in pain for the podcast because
look at this.
I love what you're doing. So there we go. There's my socials at Byron Trimble. That's my name. And then there's my website.
That's awesome. So for those listening, that's Byron, Byron, Trimble, Trimble, .com.
.com.
Awesome.
On the internet.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you soon, Byron. It's been too long.
It has been too long.